morning kids, and welcome back to your very own SST class, and wish you all a very happy new year, and I hope you all are doing well, you all are fit and fine, taking proper care of your health, wearing your mask properly, sanitizing your hands and washing your hands properly. So let's begin our chapter, that is the freedom struggle. Let's begin the second part of this chapter. As you remember, in the last class, children, we learned how the revolt of 1857 it failed as it was not properly organized. Then this failure led to the formation of the Indian National Congress, that is the INC. And in this INC, there were groups which were known as moderates and radicals. Now these moderates, they had a their modus operandi means they knew how to persuade the Britishers. They wanted to persuade them by conducting meetings, by talking to them. But the problem which arose was this way of persuasion failed. As the British, they were not ready to listen. So, this was the reason the way of the moderates, it failed. And this gave a rise to the rage of the radicals. Who were the radicals, children, if you remember? I told you three important persons of moderates and three important persons or leaders of radicals. Like moderates, when we talk about moderates, they were Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, and one important name which was that Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. These were the important leaders of the moderates. Now, talking about the radicals, we had the Lal, Bal and Pal. Who were these Lal, Bal and Pal? They were Lal Bahadur Shastri, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal, who were known as the Lal, Bal and Pal. Next, when we talk about the further, if we go into the further discussion of the freedom struggle, what we come to know is that this freedom struggle, it got a proper recognition, a proper phase after the arrival or the joining of Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. When Mahatma Gandhi came back to India in the year 1915, what happened? He saw that there are so many flaws in the process of functioning of the Britishers. When he saw that these are the unjust ways by which the Britishers were ruling the country, he felt very bad. And because of which, what he did, he launched the Satyagrahas. Now, what were these Satyagrahas? Satyagraha means the desire for truth. And there were three Satyagrahas which were launched by Mahatma Gandhi. Now, which were these Satyagrahas? They were Khera, Champaran and satyagrahas. Okay, these were the three important satyagrahas which were launched by Mahatma Gandhi. Next, when we talk about the year 1990, after these satyagrahas, there were a few important incidents which took place during this. Yes, so we were discussing the three important satyagrahas. Now, after these satyagrahas, in the year 1990, there were two major incidents which took place, and they are, you will say, a very important historical events, as because of these events the freedom struggle it accelerated and it spread properly all over the country, and these were the incidents which gave a proper motto to these freedom strugglers. Now, what were the incidents which took place in the year 1990? One was the Rowlatt Act, and the other was the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The Rowlatt Act, as I told you earlier, that this Rowlatt Act was launched this Rowlatt Act was introduced by the Britishers, which meant that anyone can be taken as a prisoner without presenting that person for any sort of trial. Means that person will be simply declared as a prisoner without giving him a chance to clarify himself or to bring out the incidents or instances which happened with him. And he was simply declared as a culprit by the police itself and was taken to the prison. But this was not liked by Mahatma Gandhi, and he launched the Rowlatt Satyagraha, because of which he even had to go to jail. Next, in the same year, in the month of April, 13th April 1919, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place. And in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, as I told you earlier, hundreds of people they died, and this gave there was a wave of sadness, sorrow, but with that there was also a wave of anger in the hearts of people. And the people did not like the way the people were killed in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. And after that, in the same year, again, Turkey, which was under the rule of the caliphs, who were the religious preachers of the Muslims, they were dethroned by the Britishers, which was also a British colony. Turkey, which was a British colony. Now see children, how this Turkey part came into the scene. The thing was, the Ottoman Empire means, what is the Ottoman Empire? You might be thinking that what is ma'am telling, what is an Ottoman Empire? See, Ottoman Empire was the empire which constituted of like Turkey, Palestine, Israel, Egypt. These were the Muslim countries. They were known as the Ottoman Empire. Now what happened? This Britishers, they removed the Caliph, who was the head of Turkey, the ruler of Turkey, and actually the thing was, he was given only Turkey, and the rest of the constituencies, means the rest of the countries, they came under the Britishers. Now the main problem which arose was that all the holy places, they were not there in Turkey and they were in the other empires. Now if a religious preacher who belongs to a certain community, if he is not able to visit the holy place, then how will he be a religious preacher? Because if a person is a religious preacher, that religious preacher needs to go to that holy place. Now these places were not under the control of the caliph. Now when this caliph incident happened, when this caliph or the khalifa was removed from his throne or dethroned, this increased the rage in the Indians, but in which Indians? In the Muslims. The Muslims all over the world, they got very angry, but in India it took a different phase. Why? Because already they were suffering because of the Britishers, like the Rowlatt Act, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, but then other injustice which was being done to them. So what happened? At the time when Mahatma Gandhi came to know about this caliph or the Khilafat movement started, this caliph or the Khalifa, the unjust or the injustice which was done to them, Mahatma Gandhi launched the Khilafat movement along with the anti-liquor. Then the non-cooperation movement started. Non-cooperation movement, as you can understand from the word itself, what is the meaning of non-cooperation? Means to stop cooperating with the Britishers. Okay, now I think till here it is clear to you. So let's proceed further. Next, what happened when Mahatma Gandhi saw that this thing can be merged with the other other agendas which had taken place, Mahatma Gandhi united everyone, means the Muslims, the other communities, like the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, it took place in Punjab. So he united the community of Punjab, and they all came together and they thought that now we will stand against the Britishers. Now how will they stand against the Britishers? They took a pledge that we will start boycotting the British made goods, the British schools, the British jobs, the British facilities that were being provided, and to join these country movements. Country movements means the movements which were taking place for the freedom. Now the first one was the non-cooperation movement. Now this non-cooperation movement was started in the year 1920 to 1922, and in this, as I told you, they started boycotting the English made goods, the government schools, the English made clothes, then other jobs which were being offered to the educated mass by the Britishers, and this focused more and they laid stress on using khadi, means the spun material, and the usage of charkha. Things were going on fine, but at the same time, in the year 1922, in the month of February, the Chauri Chaura incident took place. The Chauri Chaura incident took place where near about 22 policemen were burnt alive by the local mob or the local crowd which gathered there. The incident happened such that in Gorakhpur, this incident took place, Chauri Chaura, where people accumulated, they gathered, and they were not allowing the policemen to go out. So what happened? This thing irritated the policemen, and they got angry and they started fighting. Fighting, and rather they hit 2-3 people, but the people did not like this and they also started hitting. So in order to save themselves, the policemen, they started firing, but the mob, they got out of control and they burnt the whole police station, in which near about 22 policemen were killed, and due to which, when Mahatma Gandhi came to know about this incident, that such a violent incident had taken place, he called off the movement the non-cooperation movement. Because the main motto why Gandhiji called this movement off was, he was only focusing on non-violence, 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 but the people were becoming violent and they were getting out of control, and his motto was to take freedom by non-violence, but people did not listen to him, and because of which this non-cooperation movement was called off. This is all for today, children. In our next class, what we will do, we will begin with the civil disobedience movement and the later part of the freedom struggle. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you. God bless.